Yesterday, I posted a video about the basics of ReShade, especially for easy night visions. With that fundamentals in hand, now we can explore some advanced settings to really unleash its power and enhance your Star Citizen gameplay. And this first one is Advanced Night Vision. As you can see, I am heading to Pickersfield. This is one of the settlements on Herson. Here is completely dark, but if I turn my advanced night vision on, now you can see things. Look at that. Turn it off, see nothing. Turn it on, you can see. It's not perfect as the real night vision, but at least you don't have to smash in the ground and die. Okay, without night vision, if you get out of the ship, you really can't see anything except those silhouettes of those mountains in front of the sun. But over here, it's really hard to see what's right in front of you. Turn the night vision on, you can see those containers. And if you are doing a mission here, you can actually see the enemies. Let's go. Now you can see those enemies right in front of you, right there. Turn it off. You barely can see them, except those lights over there. Turn it on, you see much clearer. Alright, so how to achieve this? Let's go back to your folder. There's a couple things it's really good to know. In this folder, which is Rubber Space Industry, this I'm not going to explain because I did in the first video. So Star Citizen, Live, Bin 64. In this folder, you can actually create more effect folders. And then when you go back to your game, you hit home. From here, you can find the specific folder that you saved your effects. And now I go to my standard folder template. I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, I'm gonna name this Advanced Night Vision. By the way, I'm going to put a link under this video so you can download all these effects that I created. But I do recommend that you watch this video first. Knowing how to fish is more important than having the fish. Okay, so we go back and let's find our advanced night vision. Okay, let's unpin this. So the basic effect to achieve night vision is tint and tone map, as we said yesterday. So I'm gonna choose this. You set your tint to green filter and you can control the effects of your filter right here. And tone map, you can adjust the gamma. This is very, very dark. So as you can see, you can adjust your gamma and make it brighter and more exposure. I'm also going to turn on my contrast, brightness, and saturation. Another setting that is very useful is this shadow, midtone, and highlights. You can click this button, expand all, or collapse all, which is the effects. So sometimes, because the words is really, really small, sometimes you just want to use a specific effect. You want to tune it. So just collapse all, and then just find the specific effect. Click on it. Let's click shadow, midtone, and highlight. We are going to turn the tone map off. We are going to use only the shadow, midtone, and highlights. So this is basic or even advanced Photoshop knowledge. So you can see over here, shadow adjustments, which will adjust, right now mostly are shadows over here. So this will adjust the exposure, contrast, and brightness, saturation, and vibrance of the pixels that's in the shadow. For example, I'm gonna tune the exposure to extreme. You can see all my shadows are lighting up. Like here. So go back. The midtone is adjusting the grayish pixels. Let's just put it like that. Like the sky over here, you can see these a little bit red color. These more like a gray between completely black to completely white. So if I adjust my, let's turn the tint off as well. So if I adjust midtone exposure, you can see the sky is lighting up a little bit like that. See, the midtone all got highlighted. So that's the midtone, and highlight are the bright pixels. We don't have a lot right now here because it's dark. Let's look at, yeah, it's really hard to, look at this light right here. So highlights, bring the exposure up. You see those lights getting even brighter and bring the exposure down. You see those lights are dimmed. and also the brightness and contrast like this. So in the very basic level, the shadow, midtone, and highlight will separate bright pixels, gray pixels, and dark pixels. And you can manipulate those pixels separately. So this is a little bit more advanced. If you have Photoshop knowledge, perfect. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's turn the tint on. And let's just use this slider to achieve our night vision. Basically, our goal is to bring the shadow, the dark pixels, to light. So you can see. And bring the exposure up. You can adjust the contrast to however you like, and then brightness, bring it up. You want to achieve a balance. You don't want to be like crazy like this. It's a little extreme. If you want to, it's all right. But you want to have a balance. Something like this. Okay, now we have achieved another night vision effect using midtone, shadow, and highlight. And I do like this one better because sometimes in different situations, it's not completely dark. You want to lighten up a little bit. So you can just adjust the dark area a little bit. You want to leave the midtone and highlight untouched. So this gives you more freedom to achieve night vision like this. And turn it off, you can't see nothing, almost nothing, and turn it on. Look at that. Lighten up very, very well. So this is the effect for your night vision. However, you don't have to use this green tint filter. You can simply turn it off, or you can use different color of tint, like this. Red, like this, or yellow, like this. This is my next topic, which is my personal filter. Is called eye saver mode. I look at the screen a lot. I do a lot of recordings, especially do a lot of editing. So I look at the computer a lot. Sometimes my eye got hurt, especially with all those blue lights come into my eyes. So I want to make the image a little softer, and I will introduce you to my eye saver mode. Select, and you can see this is my eye saver lighten mode. It's kind of like a night vision, and I also have an eye saver darken mode. So if I am doing missions in a very bright area, so I'm gonna be using this filter to help with my eyes. And then the regular eye saver mode is like this. So this is what I mostly use my eye saver mode on in the bunker. As you can see, if I turn this eye saver mode off, the light is more bluish, like this. If I turn the eye saver mode on, the light is more soft. Alright, I'm gonna turn the eye saver mode on. You can see this is a lot softer. I really like this warm feeling in the bunker while you're killing all these NPCs. Oh, there. Oh, this scope is good.
Wherever they are, they won't get away long.
Oh, it's not that. Reload. Now I'm going to show you one of my craziest bunker effect. This is you can call it infrared, or I call it a heat map. Look at this. It's not really heat map. The red colored area is not by body heat. You can see that's the NPC. But but it's by the light, the pixels.
Just gonna go and check this out.
But this is kind of cool effect, like this. Oh, I see a guy right there. Oh, he's dead. Like that. This is a little bit crazy though. It hurts your eye definitely, but you know, sometimes you want to be a little creative. You want to have some fun. It's quite cool like this. It's kind of like infrared. Okay, next one. Let me see. Oh, I see an enemy. Right here. Oh. What? Oh no, somehow I got downed? What is... I think it's a major desync right here. Just happened. But this is the black and white effect. You can see it's actually pretty cool. It's like a horror movie. Like this. Okay, the next effect, I call it Horror Night effect. As you can see, Horror Night, red. Oh, you know what? We can use this effect at Grimhacks. Especially the Grimhacks Hospital. The next effect I created just for Lorville at night. Look at this. Lorville is a golden city, so I made it even more golden at night. Okay, retrieve my body, and I got one extra pair of sunglasses. Nice. And need a proper burial for my previous body. Let's just drop it here. Yep, drop it in there. There we go. Turn the Horror Night mode on. The bunker is bugged. Every time if I die in the bunker, if we die in the bunker while the mission is on, it's bugged. You come back, you cannot finish this mission. But I just show you, sometimes, a lot of times, I use this Horror Night filter to do bunker missions. Can give me that kind of feeling. Resident Evil, maybe? There are so many creative things you can do with the ReShade. So I am going to link all the files under this video. So when you download the file, the first one is called template. So under template, there's nothing selected, but I have listed all the useful effects, so you don't have to choose from this hundreds of effects. Just the first page, like 1, 2, 3, exactly 20 effects that I found to be very useful. So tint, we've talked about. Tone map. The next sets are the sharpening and blur. So clarity, adaptive sharpen, and luma sharpen, Gaussian blur. This will give you sharpening effect for your image. Or if you want to soften it, just use Gaussian blur. I'm not going to explain in detail. And the next couple sets is HDR. If you want to achieve this HDR, but that's a fake HDR effect. If you do have a HDR monitor with your graphic setting, you can achieve the real HDR. But you can use this fake HDR, blooming HDR, and curves. Curves will increase more contrast, like this. You can see, will enhance or soften your HDR effect. The next one is the contrast, brightness, and saturation. We talk about it. Vibrance, basically just simple vibrance. That's it. Color balance, shadow, midtone, and highlights. Play around with it. Black and white. This is what I achieved, that black and white effect, like this. And film grain, if you want to shoot some cinematics, you can use a film grain. Curves and levels. This is a little bit more advanced as well. I'm still trying to figure that out. So you have black points, white points. You can narrow it down. Basically like using the curve in Photoshop. You have a curve you can choose, but this one, it's just sliders. You just slide them to achieve this like invert effect. This is crazy. Like this. Ooh, it's actually quite nice. I like it for a different special effect like this. Really nice. And temperature will control your color temperature, warm or cold. You probably can achieve my eye savior effect using this slider. So make it warmer like this. It's more eye savior, and this is more cold. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Next one, I also use a lot, selective color. This is also a bit more advanced. So basically you manipulate each color channel. For example, select color is red. You wanna give red more cyan. Or you want to take the cyan out of your reds. Something like that. Or magenta, take your magenta out of your red. Or give more magenta to your red. And black. Like this. Oh, this is actually quite nice. I have changed my suit into pink color. Look at that. Saturation, give more saturation. Like this. Let's take a look. Oh, it's a pink armor now. Pink mountain. It's quite nice. Look at that. So much magic you can do with these advanced settings. And finally is a magnifying glass. Sometimes it's useful, not always. Like this. And turn this one off. I can't explain every single one of them because a lot of them it's too advanced even for me. And there's too much to explain. I'm still experimenting all of these effects every day. One last trick before I end this video is go to setting and you can see over here preset transition duration. Basically, if you hit your next preset key, this one determines how long it will transition from one effect to the next. For example, I'm gonna make it 8 seconds. Around 8 seconds like this. Okay, so this is color and I am going to transition it to black and white. As you can see, sometimes it doesn't work very well. Sometimes the transition is very abrupt. And then slowly transition to it. And then the next one is red only. I'm gonna hit this. And you can see the transition will work its magic. And now you can see this is only the red color. How nice. And then slowly turn to black and white. See that transition? So this is a little trick. You can play around with it. All right, that's it. Download it, experiment with it, have fun with it. If you found some really cool effect that is not listed here, please leave it in the comments so that we can try it out together. So happy reshading and happy new year.